Hi, I'm Alex from Little Angel Theatre, and today I'm going to be telling you the story of the three little pigs. Once upon a time there were three little pigs, Patrick, Preston and Penny. They lived together with their mum and dad in a lovely little cottage in the woods. But one day, Mummy Pig decided enough was enough. "You're not so little anymore, and you're leaving this house looking like a pigsty," she bellowed. "It's time for you to leave home and make your own way in the world. But remember, whatever you do, do it the best that you can, as that's the way to get along." Well, off you go. Oh, and don't forget, there's a wolf warning about. And so the not-so-little pigs headed out with their bags packed. They decided they each needed to build a house. They were out searching for materials when they stumbled across a large pile of hay. "You can't build a house out of that," said Penny. "Of course I can," squealed Patrick. "Then I'll be done and I'll have lots of time to relax in my paddling pool." And so he quickly built his house with the hay, and before you could say oink, he was in the pool. Preston and Penny carried on further. Soon they reached a pile of sticks. "You can't build a decent house," but before Penny could finish, Preston had set about doing exactly that. "Well," said Preston, "if I can build a house quickly like Patrick, then I'll have plenty of time to catch up on my favourite television shows." And so he speedily built his house of sticks and put his feet up in front of the television. Penny carried on even further until she came across a pile of bricks. "Now these are perfect," she oinked, and she set about building a house of bricks, which was not an easy task. A few days later, the wolf warning had become a red wolf warning, and so the pigs tucked themselves away in their houses and waited for it to pass. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door of the straw house. A hungry wolf spoke. "Hello, little pig, oh, do let me in." "Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin," cried Patrick. Well, this was not the response the wolf had expected. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff," howled the wolf, "and I'll blow your house down." And he did. Patrick ran to shelter with Preston in the house of sticks. But before they knew it, there was a knock at the door. The now even hungrier wolf spoke. "Hello, little pigs, you best let me in." "Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin," cried the two pigs. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff," howled the wolf, "and I'll blow your house down." And he did. Patrick and Preston ran to shelter with Penny in the house of bricks, and before they knew it, the now ravenous wolf banged on the door. Let me in, howled the wolf. "Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff," howled the wolf, "and I'll blow your house down." But he didn't. He couldn't. No matter how hard he tried, the solid brick house would not blow down. At last he was so out of breath that he couldn't huff and puff any more. The pigs were relieved, but they still had a plan to get rid of the wolf once and for all. "He'd never come down the chimney," they squealed. The wolf overheard this and thought it was a brilliant idea. But little did he know, the pigs were preparing a fire down below. He climbed on the roof and slid down the chimney pot. But as he hit the bottom, the fire lit his bottom. He shot out of the chimney with a wail and ran deep, deep into the woods, never to be seen again. But the pigs built 2 more houses out of bricks, just in case.